Good morning on this beautiful Friday morning. I am at Moraine State Park and I am going to be checking out the upper 528 boat launch. Just a little FYI, this road is no winter maintenance, so that means it doesn't get plowed whenever the snow flies. And this launch is right off Route 528. So stick around and enjoy my video. Here's a little interesting fact. Whoops, let's get through these potholes first. This used to be Route 528 before Moraine State Park was built. In the late 1960s, this section was bypassed. So the new section is up on the hill. Can't see it because of all of the trees. This road has seen better days, definitely. As long as you take it slow, you'll have no problem. Just watch out for the potholes. And we got a morning visitor. There's a deer. Looks like Bambi. And it just ran into the woods. At this launch, there is ample parking, but unfortunately, there's no parking near the actual dock. There's a nice little path. You can walk down there and fish. You just have enough space to unload your craft, and that's about it. Then you have to move your vehicle to this lot. Just watch the potholes. There's all kinds of native plants. I see Joe Pye weed. I saw some cone flowers on the way back. Yep, there's Joe Pye weed. And it's nice and quiet back here. You just hear traffic from Route 528, and that's about it. Yeah, here's the launch. And there's a small parking area. And there is no parking. I mean, you just have enough time to unload your craft, and that's about it. Now, I love those old pine trees. There's quite a few of them in this location, so I'm just wondering if this was a house at one time, because usually these old homes, you see pine trees around them. They provided shade in the summer and warmth in the winter because they block the wind from entering the home. I don't think there's any ruins or remains, but these look to be really old. So I'm going to assume that there is a house here along old Route 528. I have to come back whenever all the leaves are off the trees to see if there's any foundations. But if there was a house here at one time, they had a nice view of Muddy Creek. And that's the Muddy Creek arm of Lake Arthur. And a lot of roads were cut off by the creation of Lake Arthur. You could see where Route 528 continued, and before the lake was flooded, it went straight. and it came out at the lower 528 launch. And I will go ahead and enclose a picture of the end of that road. So even if you didn't have to give up your land for the creation of the park, your life was still rearranged because you had to find other ways to go. Because the roads that you normally took were now underwater. So in this video, I'm just going to explore the Muddy Creek arm of Lake Arthur. Don't know what that is under there. Some kind of plant, aquatic plant. We just dig down. Yep. This is so peaceful and quaint. And on Sunday, I was on the Allegheny River kayaking. We kayaked, my dad and I kayaked from Parker to Emlenton, Emlenton to Parker, sorry. And we went up the Clarion River probably a quarter of a mile. That was a nice, relaxing trip. Here are some beautiful lily pads, and just now I can feel the wakes from the boat. Got some beautiful flowers blooming. And my car is up there. If you have a motorboat, you do not want to bring it into the Muddy Creek Arm because there are aquatic plants under the water that could clog up your motor. And Muddy Creek starts in northeast Butler County and flows into Slippery Rock Creek near Rose Point. See where these lilies are? This almost looks to be the railroad bed because it did run through the Muddy Creek Valley here. And the Western Allegheny Railroad was in operation from 1906 to 1939. In 1939, it ceased operations because of automobile and truck traffic. And the railroad was no longer profitable. And then, at the start of World War II, the tracks were removed for the war effort. Right now the wind's blowing me. So I'm just sitting here and relaxing and enjoying the scenery. Okay, this is the end of the Muddy Creek Arm to Lake Arthur. This is as far as I'm going to go because I don't want to run over any twigs that are sticking out of the water. As you can see, it is very shallow here, and this is perfect for a kayak. But since I'm an inflatable, I'm not going to take any chances going any farther. But if you're new to kayaking, this is perfect for beginners because you don't have to worry about motor boats. Straight ahead, you can see Mount Zion Church. That is the only structure left from the village of Isle. The only reason it survived is because it was above the water line. This is the life. I can get used to this. Right here, the water is very, very shallow. It's almost stagnant. And at this spot is where old 528 entered the water, so the roadbed is underwater. And there's where the roadbed reemerges. So there are several roads that were cut off by the lake, and there are still several roadbeds under the lake. The most famous being 422. One nice thing, it's partly cloudy, so I'm not in the boiling sun. I think I've had enough sun this summer. Even with sunscreen, I burn. It's weird, whenever I was in high school, I'd be laying out for hours. I wouldn't even be red. Now, 15 minutes, I'm burnt to a crisp. And I like paddling near the shoreline because it's more interesting. And at Moraine, you will hear airplanes because this is where students practice. That plane looks like it's practicing a bank. So a lot of students from High Fly Academy come out here to get their hours for their pilot's license. Did you know there are 42 miles of shoreline here at Moraine State Park? And Lake Arthur is over 3,000 acres. Moraine State Park is 16,000 acres. These are just a little... And I think this launch may be my favorite one yet at Moraine. I still have more to explore. Like I said, there's 42 miles of shoreline, but to date, this is my favorite. Okay, this is the plant that's under the water here at this launch. I'm going to go ahead and just throw it back in to where it belongs. Oops, it's stuck on my oar. In the winter months, they remove the docks from the shoreline. That way, ice doesn't cause damage to the docks. Also, they draw down the level of the lake to prevent erosion and damage to the shore. Well, this is it. I had relaxing time on the lake. And unfortunately, it's time to get out. I'm starting to get burned. And I am taking advantage of this little parking spot. And this is just for temporary parking, just to load and unload your vessel. Sure hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.